Many of you know, many of you don't, but you'll get to meet him. His name is Ben Laifsky. Did I say that right?
You did.
Ben, fantastic. Okay. Ben is CEO and founder of Hunter Marketing and a builder of digital brands. There you go. Ben, everyone a round of applause for Ben. Ben will introduce himself. There you go. Thank you. Real quick, and then I'll get the presentation up for you.
All right, guys, it's great to see you all. First, thank you, Lorraine. This is wonderful. I know you do a lot of work to make this happen every month. Great to see everybody here. Again, my name is Ben Laifsky. This is the story. I had a project recently for an event that was very important to us, starring good friends of mine, iconic movie characters, and all set in recognizable, famous Las Vegas locations. So it was a lot of fun for me. So we're going to attempt to give a little background in the beginning. We're going to attempt to show a video, and then I'll explain the tools, the prompts, and the process that I used to make this. So starting out, our company is Hunter Marketing. Autumn over there is my business partner, and we are a 12-year-old marketing agency here in Henderson. We help clients with branding, strategy, and with growth. Very quick plug, we operate, in addition to our client work, we operate several community sites. We've created Network.Vegas, which is a business calendar for the city where we try and aggregate all of the events in the business community in one place. Yeah, it is off, isn't it? Oh, well. Tech.Vegas is our contribution to the startup and tech community where we try and get all of the events and resources for the tech community in one place. So if you get a chance, please check those out. This project was done for a group called LVIMA.com. We call it LVIMA. And this is a 21-year-old digital marketing association here in the Valley. It's an event-based organization that we've been a part of since 07 or 08. It's a little blurry. We think 07 or 08 sounds reasonable. And we have 6 to 7 events a year for education and networking. It is free for local marketing professionals, and anybody who's not a local marketing professional either pays to attend or can be a sponsor. We have great events. This particular event that we were preparing for is the sort of Super Bowl for that group called Digital Technology and Planning Day. Every July, we hold an afternoon session with 8 to 10 sort of TED-style talks, interviews, and this is all held in July because it's ahead of the budgetary cycle for a lot of the big brands in town. This year, we were extremely excited because it was at Myron's Cabaret, which is part of the Smith Center. And if you haven't been, it's a fantastic venue. This is from the day of the event. We had about 130 marketers. And it was, again, first-class facility. If you've not attended something there, I can't recommend it enough. The goal for me for this event was to create the hype video, the video that kicks off the big day. And we work, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. We work all year to put this event on. This year, because I'm a advisory board member, I've moved off the active board. My job was simply the opening video. And since the event had a movie theme, the event was light strategy action, I decided a movie trailer was the appropriate way to kick off the event. It'd be a lot of fun. So my goal, I had a couple of ideas in the beginning. Google had just launched or released their latest model, VO3, their video model. Well, I hadn't used it. I wanted to learn the tool, so I made it part of the project that I wanted to use this tool. I wanted it to start our team members. I wanted it to be fun and have iconic movie characters set in Vegas. And my other goal was not to make any team members or attorneys upset with me. We have about a 20-person board and volunteer group. These were the folks who were brave enough to trust their professional reputations to me, and they volunteered to be in the video. I'm just showing their faces, so as you see the video, you can see where they all sort of make their little cameos and appear. But we needed some extra star power, So, yeah, we got the best. Brandy is the chair of LVIMA over there, and Autumn behind her is the president. Brandy's dog Emma, you might know, you might already follow her on Instagram. Emma Does Vegas. Anybody? And then my dog Nikki is her good friend. So we got those two to also star in the video. So that is the backstory. We're going to attempt to show the video now.
Ready?
All right. Wish us luck.
In a world experiencing a tech revolution, the future is in reach, but uncertainty is around every corner. One team called LVIMA is leading the way, focused on three things we all share. We are all surrounded by marketing and technology, and everyone loves Las Vegas. Las Vegas is where the future comes to play, and literally everyone visits here. And why do they come to Las Vegas? Some come to see the big game. They come to see the world-famous Las Vegas Strip. They come for a world-class party. They come to enjoy games of chance.
I'm sorry, sir. You're out of token.
Blofeld. And to see unbelievably beautiful places. They come to world-class entertainment. And usually, what happens here stays here. They come to see gorgeous desert scenery. They come for thrills and excitement. And cheer for their heroes. But most of all, they come for digital technology and planning day.
Okay. Yay.
All right, now we'll talk about how I came up with some of this craziness. So the first thing is the concept. It was very important because these tools can do anything. To have one goal that I was driving toward, otherwise I'd be all over the place. So the movie trailer, I really loved the idea. It fit the event quite well. The next was picking tools. Just like with the concept, you know how many tools there are these days. Like every day, there's 5 new tools and if you start trying to do something in different tools, it kind of has a different visual style. Very hard to get something that at least looks reasonably consistent. So I had already said I wanted to start with VO3, which was Google's latest model, and that was easy enough. And then I used Gemini, and I'll talk about how. 11 Labs, many of you might know, is a very popular voice generator. Dolly from ChatGPT for images. Some of these I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And then on the ideas side, the first thing I did was just brainstorm. And I just came up with, well, what are some potential shots? What are some areas of Vegas, locations that I wanted to see? What are some characters I thought it would be fun to have? How could I use some of the team members as characters? So in the brainstorming, for example, Nadia and Lauren, many of you might know over there, they lived in LA. And what do you think of when you think of LA? I mean, most obviously it's high-speed chases. And, the only movie I could think of with a high-speed chase is, Thelma and Louise. So I had to put them in the Thelma and Louise car. So it was really in-depth, high-level thinking like this that led to this project. The first piece that came together for me was the deep movie trailer voice. And I don't know if the prompt is readable, but that's the prompt that was used to create the deep voice with that gravitas that I use throughout. You get it? The next one was the soundtrack. And for this one, I used a tool, Suno.ai, which is one of the more popular sound creating tools. And honestly, this was probably the easiest two things I did. The first couple things I did worked very well, and I was happy with them, and I moved on to the harder stuff. So in this case, I gave it a Nancy Sinatra song as a prompt. And it came up on its own. I said, I want a song that's bluesy, that has this song as the basis, and horns. And I wanted some kind of something that felt like some kind of Vegas energy to me, and it came up with that almost immediately, and I enjoyed it, so I kept it. The rest of it was where it got really detailed. So what I did is I first set up a database where I just started aggregating all the data I had, all the images. So I got headshots from all the team members. I got shots from the different locations. I've lived in Vegas for 25 years, so a lot of this was stuff that I had in my own library of things that I'd taken, so it was kind of fun to repurpose it for this. And then what characters could we use? How could I fit characters in so that there'd be those little call-outs to different famous movies? I made a spreadsheet, and I'll show a little more about that in a second, but that was how the prompts were designed, and I'll get into that. And then a script which basically lifts out the shot list and what's the audio. And it's just kind of what you'd expect to see from a movie script. The video prompts, and that's just a little hard to read with the red, but I'll read it to you just because it's, each prompt, I had a spreadsheet, and the columns for each different shot were the following. The first was the segment title. Second was the subject, which is just a summary of who, what, where. The next was the context. What is happening in this? What's going on? The next was the action. What are the characters in the shot doing? Then the style. Is there a style to it? Is it, that's where you can, play with the little cinematography you might know, or, that I enjoyed doing. Camera motion. Is the camera moving? Is it static? Is it panning? Is it zooming? What is the camera doing? And literally every single bit of cinematography or camera work that you can imagine, the model's already been trained in. So you can give it very detailed instruction. Then the composition, what exactly is in the shot, the mood, the lighting, and if you are including audio. VO3 has a limited ability to do some audio, and you might have seen some videos that were created with it with audio. The only problem for me is you can't drop audio in. So if I wanted one of the team members to say something, I couldn't use VO3 for that because I could add the character but not the voice. So there was certain things I had to kind of learn as I was going. But I had a spreadsheet, and for each different shot, I dropped all of that in. I took all of those fields and I dropped them into Gemini, and that gave me a first draft of a prompt. And I started from that and edited from there. So when you think of 30 or 40 different shots, this was time consuming. This was something that, did take quite a while. The models allow you to do different types of prompts. Different models, there's text to video, there's different systems have image to video or video to video. This one, VO3 had what I really found most effective is called ingredient to video. An ingredient is simply you're putting in images and then you're referencing them in the prompt, saying exactly how the AI is supposed to use that image. So these are some of the images I dropped in that if the dog's shocked to be found on camera, the Fremont Street with, or the Luxor with our company, with our organization's name on it. Did all of those in ChatGPT/Dolly, and then dropped those into VO3, and with the prompt that came from Gemini, told the AI how to arrange and organize the shots and to create the video for each different shot. This is what one prompt looked like. It's a little bit shorter than a textbook, but not much. And then the process was I created the characters in Dolly. I dropped it into VO3 and created all the segments or the different videos. And then I used a video editor to assemble all the segments and kind of organize the rest of the project, drop the audio in on top of it. So it was time consuming. And the little bit of time that I promised myself I would do on this, I blew past that. So the things I learned, I found a couple quotes that I thought were fun. To achieve great things, all you need is a plan and not quite enough time. Leonard Bernstein. And then Albert Einstein might have said, play is the highest form of research. It was a lot of fun trying to learn these tools with this purpose in mind, and it was a very playful project, which was a lot of fun. And then Bob Ross, because of course you have to quote Bob Ross, we don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. And I can't tell you the number of times some of this stuff came out a little better or a little different than I expected, and I was really happy with it. So that's my story, and that's how I made the movie trailer starring my friends and movie characters in Vegas locations.
Ben, I have a question.
Yes.
How long, because I saw some of those prompts there, right, and those are pretty long, like you had to do one for every shot. How long would you say you spent writing prompts? Or you say you put the initial prompt into Gemini, and Gemini generated the prompt for you?
I put 8 or 9 fields that I had created, and what I did is I sat in my backyard, maybe there was wine involved, and I used a voice to text and just filled out this spreadsheet for hours in the evening on a number of nights. And then there were 2 Sundays that I basically did 12-hour days to pull the rest of it together. So this was over a period of weeks, and I honestly don't know how long I spent on it, which is, I'm not job costing very well.
Would you say that it was easier using AI to produce this than it would be if you actually produced it the normal, traditional way? Or,
Well, in the normal, traditional way,
you'd have crew and set.
AI is infinitely easier. Yeah.
But you just have to know what you're doing and how to use it.
Well, I had to learn the early shots in the thing, the first couple I did took 10 times longer than after I got a process down. But it was very important to me that I not change the goal of what I was trying to do, that I maintained the concept, that I didn't I almost tried to drop a couple different tools in, and then I was like, oh boy, this is just going to make it, I'm just going to get in the weeds. And it's not going to look right because it's going to come from, there's already visible mistakes in there if you could see it well enough. Anybody that, I've offended the hockey gods because I did not have a correct hockey stick in this, and I repent. So there's obvious things in there that I just, at some point, I had to stop working on it and let it go.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
So let's say you back up to the very beginning of the process. You know everything you know now. What would be like the number one thing that you're like, I got to make sure I do this to make this work better your next time through, now that you know it?
Well, now I have a process. Like when I started, I was writing stuff and looking at things, and I was trying to figure out, I think the most important thing was having set up this process. I would use this every time because it organized. If you don't have your files organized, even something as simple as that, everything's going to take 10 times longer if you're looking for a certain file for something. File naming, like really boring project management, like really made a difference. Consistency in where are the files stored, what are they called, how are the prompts being created, like all of that stuff. I would do everything using that, but I didn't know any of that when I started this, so I probably spent a couple weeks figuring out how I wanted to organize it. Anybody else? All right. Thank you all very much.